pitfall an aspiring VA can fall into?
Being a cocky jerk. I'm not kidding, that will get, you won't work. There are people that just like have started out and day one they come in going, yeah, I'm about to own this place. And don't be that guy. Just don't be a jerk.
At least wait until you're successful to be a jerk.
I would say going into this business for the money. You can't do it for the money. You do it because you can't envision yourself doing anything else. Because the jobs are going to come, the jobs are not going to come. You know, you're work for a while, then not work for a while, and you know, you have to be willing to take the bad with the good, I guess.
If someone says the recording studio is in a windowless van, don't record in there.
Because that means you did work on upstream color.
That's right.
Todd just recently sold his windowless van. So you're not doing those auditions anymore?
Yeah. I sold it, I got a good deal for it. Someone was very generous, and I was like, great, I'll take that offer.
He got a windowless school bus now.
Ooh, wall session.
Yeah.
Are the rest of you going to answer?
That was a really perfect answer, though, you guys, both of you. I mean, on a serious note, I mean, both of you. The idea that you're going to do this to make a lot of money, that's not right. That's not real. Do things because you love them, not because you think you're going to make a killing of money. And what Ian said as well is perfect. I mean, be humble and be very grateful for the opportunities you're given. Don't be cocky or have any kind of attitude. That isn't. Nobody likes that.
And be prepared for a lot of rejection, FYI.
Yes.
Hey, she was really quick here. What's your name?
Oh, and
My name.
the only other advice I have is lock your phone when you're in this.
Chris is the sole reason there's a passcode on my phone. I'm no longer naked and itchy.
Where is that coming from?
What?
The voice in my head.
Hi, my name is Kimberly. Right here. Hi, Kimberly. I wondered, have any of you ever considered becoming like face actors, like being on the silver small screen?
I'm glad you didn't say real acting. You guys want to do any real acting one day?
Have you all considered that during any point in your careers?
Where do they use face acting?
You got the mic a little close to your mouth.
Like maybe being on Power Rangers.
We're kind of getting fuzzy stuff up here.
Would any of you consider doing face acting instead of just voice acting?
Actually, I think the reality is most all of us do in some form.
Have done, yeah.
Most all of us have done. In fact, it's probably fair to say all of us have done theater, which I think you would consider, use your face for that. So, like on stage theater acting and on camera acting. Most everybody here, I think, we were actors first. And it was only at some point in time that somebody said, hey, you want to try voice acting? And what we heard was acting. And we loved acting. So we got into acting with our voices. But I think all of us have done a good deal of theater and on-camera work.
Yeah, I had gone to acting school for 2 years in New York, the American Academy American Academy of Dramatic Arts. And I was there for 2 years. And after I graduated, I realized that I had really good theater training in dance and voice and what I needed to do well on the stage, but I didn't really know how the business side of it worked. So I went to school in a casting agency for a while, and I was a sales rep for a jingle writer, and I got some experience with how the other side of, on the other side of the mic or the other side of the camera, how it all works. And that's what happened. The first professional job that I got after acting school was the voice acting role in Star Blazers. So it's a complete departure. And the job, the crazy part of this business, the work is going to come out of nowhere, and it can really be a surprise. But that, that's whole part of the excitement.
What's fun about voice acting is that you get to play things that you would never normally play. Like when I look at Keroro, who's this alien frog. Like how would you? When would you ever get a chance to play that, or get to play Rowan in Tales of Xillia? I would never. You never would. You get cast as an old man like that, and so it's fun to do that. It's fun to be able to do those types of roles, and this live action acting or face acting is a lot of fun too. It's just a different vein of acting. It's a different discipline, but they all come from the same place, and it's all fun. It's all great. So yeah, it's like in this business you do a little bit of everything, because people are like, I want to be an anime voice actor. Well, like we were saying earlier, that's not really going to be the only thing you do. It's like if you get a call from Spielberg, he's like, I want you to do Back to the Future 4. Like, nope, I only do anime acting. No, we do whatever comes to our plate, and we hopefully it's all within the entertainment industry, and people that get to do that. I'm very lucky to be a part of that and be a part of this crew up here, and so we hope it keeps going.
Anyone else, or is that well covered?
I think it's pretty well covered.
You look so excited. Your name?
My name's Emma, and I was wondering if there was ever a role that you wanted to play really badly, but you didn't get it.
A role that you wanted really badly but did not get.
Oh, no, that I have never had that situation. Not that I got every role and starting everything or whatever, but that one particular role that I wanted to play that I did not get. I'll tell you the truth. I'm just kind of digressing a little bit. To be really available for roles in anime and such, you really have to be where the production is done. And where we live in Virginia, there is none. So you sort of have to be ready for that eventuality too. And what I've been doing is recording audiobooks from my home studio, because the anime work isn't there. So there have been other opportunities outside of anime that I've been thankfully blessed to be able to do. But no, I can't think of a role that I wanted to do and was not able to.
I have auditioned for Spider-Man probably 4 times, 5 times. And each time, Marvel will tell me, they're like, here are the notes for your first read. And so, but they won't give you another chance, they'll just be like, we don't like it. But when they give you feedback, I applied that feedback to the second time that I read for a different game, and they wanted me basically to do what I did the first time I did it, but they didn't get. So it was crazy. And actually, the first time I auditioned for Spider-Man was when I came to AWA, I guess 2 years ago. The minute I landed, we went straight over to a studio where they record Aqua. What is the show? Aqua Team. They record that there, and so I went in there and recorded Spider-Man. I was so excited because actually I recorded it at your place before I left. I snuck out. I was driving to the airport, and my agent called me and said, "You've got to audition for Spider-Man." So I went, and I happened to be right by his studio. And so I ran in, recorded it real fast, sent it, got on the plane, got the notes from the agent. Before we took off, I called a studio in Atlanta and said, I need to book time in 2 hours or whatever. Landed, went to that studio, then went to the convention. And I was like, man, this is going to be an epic story if I get this. And then when I got the call that I didn't get it, it was epic rejection. But yeah.
That's pretty cool. I had a situation similar to that. It didn't involve as much, breaking into people's studios.
I mean, I had a key.
Yeah. Still, it wasn't permitted. We had a restraining order against Todd at that point.
But there are loopholes.
Yeah.
There are loopholes.
Yeah. I had a key, officer. I was actually cast as Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War. Do you guys know that show? Yeah. I was cast as Marcus Phoenix, and we did several sessions. And it was during a time when they were having to push forward, even though that there was a huge union strike in California. There was a time when there was a union, a writer's strike. It was just, everything was up in arms. So they brought all their production to Texas. And we recorded several sessions, and then they resolved the strike, and the company said, oh, we have to record this in California now. So they ended up finding some dude who's really good, but he sounds very much like me, and I always groan every time I play it. Every time I buy the next version of the game, as soon as it comes out.
Oh, it's John? John?
Yeah.
I do have an answer. I don't have too many anime answers. I do have a couple because, you know, when I read the Black Butler sides before I auditioned for it, I really wanted to be Sebastian, but I actually auditioned to be Captain America. Like, not voiceover, face acting. Like, we didn't know it. They did this whole thing that was, they wanted to get a non-celebrity to be Captain America, and so they did this nationwide audition, and like, I did the scenes, and I was on my drive home from Austin, and I was like, I have to go behind the lines to find Ricky Harns in one scene, and the other one I am being rejected as a soldier, and I just want, I'm Captain America, I would have got it anyway, why did I drive?
There are a lot of characters. There are a lot of roles that I asked him. He said he didn't have anything. I didn't skip it. Sorry. I love Johnny. There are several characters that I kind of have been excited to play and didn't get to, but that's the nature of the business. You know, if you know what's really funny, you guys. I thought about this once. Isn't it weird that like some of the most, and I'm assuming you guys you probably agree with this, some of the most insecure, right, people, they're not sure of themselves, and so when they're young, they get into performance because of the applause and the encouragement and positive reinforcement that it gives them, and then they actually go into a career where you get rejected all the time, which is completely counterintuitive to being somebody who's insecure. Isn't that weird? Like, to really, like, want to be accepted and to want to have people like what you do, and then to go into a business where you're constantly being told, no, you're not good enough, no, we want someone else, no, we need something different. It's really interesting. I was thinking about that the other day. It's funny that we gravitate to those kind of fields that are so challenging. And rejection is part of it. Even beyond not getting the chance to play some characters that I've always wanted to play, additionally, like even Chris was talking about, I was playing a couple of characters in some shows that I was absolutely loving, and then the studio went out of business, and the studio lost all of the licenses, and another company picked it up, and they recast. So not only, so there's the one layer of not getting to ever play a role that you wanted to play, and then there's another layer of getting to play the role, like Chris is starting to actually record, and 10 or 15 episodes in, something happens and it blows up. And Johnny and I got to be a part of something very special that we were working on, and it was in litigation. Can we talk about it? Johnny and I were both in the new Yu-Gi-Oh series.
Huh?
What? Zexel, right? Johnny and I were both playing leads in that show, and we were having a blast. He sounded amazing, and we were just having a great time. But what we didn't know was, at the same time as they were recording in Los Angeles, 4Kids was rushing to get a recorded version out in New York. And what we also didn't know, and this is things that actors aren't really privy to, there was all kinds of legal stuff going on in the background. And ultimately, both of these studios were recording their versions at the same time, Johnny and I in LA, and the LA version, the company that was behind that, which, by the way, was the original Japanese company. They were directing the recording in LA that Johnny and I were part of, and they ultimately lost the court case and of their own show, exactly.
Wow.
They had lost the court case, and so the 4Kids version was the version that ended up being released, and we weren't able to be a part of it, and we loved it. So that kind of thing hurts even more sometimes when you actually start to play a role. Did we?
We did like at least the whole season. At least 26, right?
Might have done the whole first season, yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of a bummer. But again, back to what everybody said. That's part of the deal, you know? You throw your hat in the ring, you do the best you can, and you hope for the best, and you move forward.